All right, you guys can feel free, throw yours in the chat.
So just things I didn't expect to happen. I didn't expect to see Calvin Pickard.
So that was my number one. I think the number one most surprising thing was Calvin Pickard. Like, again, if you would have told me the Oilers are making the Cup final, like that's the context in all of this. Things that would have surprised me the most is saying the Oilers made the Cup final. Calvin Pickard started multiple games and won them a game.
Yeah.
That's got to be the most surprising.
Really good in both games.
Solid, even in the game they lost, yeah.
Arguably he was their best player.
Yeah.
So yeah, that would be one of mine. Do you want to give one?
Number one, that was my number one too.
So number two,
we both have Pickard as kind of our most surprising thing, and he was on. If you want to go to the Daily Faceoff YouTube, you can listen to his interview with Colby and Johnny, the Morning Cup of Hockey boys. So a little shameless plug there. But again, it's easy right now to get excited about a lot of things, and rightfully so. We obviously are, but looking back, man, like if Pickard doesn't do what Pickard did, this season's done, and the future of this franchise is up in the air.
Yeah, we're talking
franchise-saving start from Calvin Pickard. Are you kidding me?
Maybe like NHL career-saving thing for him as well. Like, who knows? Like, he's a UFA at the end of the year. Like, the Oilers are obviously going to have a choice if they want to try and bring him back or not. But like moments like that kind of push it more in his favor as well. So that's a really good one. I'll take another easy one off the table. The penalty kill.
Okay.
100% in 2 series and only allowed 3 goals so far in his playoffs is absolutely insane, to say the least. So give them some credit. Do you have any more? I got a few.
Yeah, I got a couple. Channing was in with you. He said PK being 94%.
Yeah,
Mulick said the PK carrying. My number 2, though, was Philip Broberg.
Yeah.
Again, like, they didn't play him during the regular season. They gave him the little cup of coffee at the end of the year there, and it was like, okay, they might use him in case of an emergency. But I think heading into the playoffs, our line of thinking was, if anyone's struggling, it's Vinny and it's Ceci. And if anyone's coming in for Vinny or Ceci, it's Troy Stecher. Troy Stecher's ankle has to get surgery, doesn't end up being available. Philip Broberg, they end up playing him, even though there was the hurdle of having to flip someone to their offside because you're obviously taking Vinny out. And like Joel says, Broby has played lights out. Chris said it's Broberg's goal. The fact he scored is crazy. The fact he's gotten into the lineup, stayed in the lineup, and looked this good is crazy.
Yeah, he's been fantastic. I've been very impressed by him. I'm curious to see what Ryan has to say about him as well. Obviously saw him a lot down in Bakersfield and the progression he made. I'll go off the board a little bit and maybe not pick a not so obvious one. The scratches that have happened.
Okay.
McLeod and Fogle specifically. Perry. I'm shocked to see that, and I think that is because of what we've become accustomed to with previous coaches like Woodcroft. I don't think Woodcroft would have made those decisions.
Wouldn't have had the stones. No.
But so yeah, the decisions by Knobloch and how effective they've been. I believe I've always thought he's a good coach since I found out who he was. But to scratch those guys was surprising, but deserved.
Yep. Joel, Brownie has been my unsung hero. Brown Mark as a duo, very solid. K9 or C9, sorry, says all our young guys stepping up huge. Bush obviously all year, but Holloway, Broberg, and Skinner. That was actually my third one, I think, and I only had 3, but Dylan Holloway getting top 6 minutes and playing like a top 6 winger. It wasn't like they ran into 3 injuries and it was like, shit, just throw Holloway up there. No, Knobloch sat there, looked at a young player and said, I'm going to give you an opportunity, and it paid off. Dylan Holloway has, 3 goals in this playoff run?
Yeah, he's done a really good job.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's another good one, not so obvious one.
Yeah,
I don't think there's 2 more.
There really isn't a lot, and we talked about this with who is this year's Fernando Pisani, right? And
they don't need one.
They don't need one. It's just this team. This isn't a team that needed to pull rabbits out of a hat and do whatever to find a way to get to this point. This is a team that belongs here. This is a team where players are just playing up to their expectations. Like even Brown and Janmark, they're playing really, really good. And I don't mean to take anything away from them, but it's they're not playing so good that it's unsustainable or that you're like, whoa, this is a crazy once in a lifetime kind of run. It's just not.
No, I agree. I wonder if another one. I didn't expect the Vancouver Canucks to be the most difficult team the Oilers have faced so far.
especially all the context that went into that with
Yeah.
obviously no Demko and then no Besser for games 6 and 7 or whatever.
Yeah, so credit
game 7.
to the Canucks as much as we all dislike them. They put up obviously a great series. What was it? Only one game wasn't a 1-goal game. So yeah, that'd be another one for me.
All right, there you go. Shout out to our friends over at Wendy. Shout out to Brad for the suggestion on the segment.
What's up, Nation citizens? If you like that video, then you need to be subscribed to the Oilers Nation YouTube. Podcasts, live shows, exclusive interviews, and analysis. Everything you need from your favorite voices at Oilers Nation. And you don't want to miss any of it, so hammer that subscribe button.